This program is intended for an adult audience and deals with mature humor and contains material including language, violence, and nudity that may be offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Show. dropping syllables on the digital like sludge data. I'm original, making paper. Tell them haters, see you later, and catch the vapor. Like, where will I go from here? Still too early to tell, but you can bet I'm prepared for anything. And that's no lie. Spotlight's on you, so you know it's showtime.
This program is intended for an adult audience and deals with mature humor and contains material including language, violence, and nudity that may be offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Good morning, good evening, good night, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your nighttime, right time DJ Music, and welcome to another episode of The Chop Shop. You see it on the screen. I'm going to be talking to Jay Prince. So if you're a fan of Jay Prince or you're afraid of the truth, you might not want to hang out for this next hour or so, because Jay Prince, my man, I got questions. I most certainly do. Not only do I have questions of you, Jay Prince, I got questions to a few of the folks that hang around you. Sure do. I got questions that what would make you folks go over and hang out in Jay Prince's stream. What would make you super chat this fella after you found out some information about him? 2 or 3 weeks ago, Jay Prince for president, you was in a screaming, shouting match with Fatty, Team Fatty as y'all call it. You wanted to, dare I use the word, hurt him. Even worse, because he spoke ill of your children. But last night on my timeline, I just happened to click on, and who I see on the stream, on a live stream, in perfect harmony, Jay Prince and Fatty. So I'm wondering to myself, what kind of loose nigga are you? So I'm going, not only is this just the chop shop, but I'm gonna call this a loose nigga roundup. I think this is about 6 or 7. Got tired of talking about the angry man. Got tired of talking about BGS. So I'm gonna talk about you for a minute there, Jay Prince for president. Who gave you that name, nigga? What made you think that you could run for president of anything? You ask yourself, why am I so harsh on you? You don't even know, I don't even know you. Music? Yeah, you do. I came up on your panel and you thought I was gonna be the butt of your joke. Remember the DJ Music Jr? And you was talking to me about what if my son was gay or whatever. Your platform, so I let it slide. But like Michael Jordan, my man, I might not get you now, or I might not have got you then, but I'm gonna get you. And today, Jay Prince for president, you're about to get got. I'm gonna ask everybody, again, how do you support somebody that a grown-ass man that sits up on the stream, going to stream after stream, with small kids in the house, how can he find the time to go and sit in a courtroom and cheerlead for a convicted murderer by the name of Darrell Brooks? And for those of you who aren't familiar with Darrell Brooks is the insane fool, and I use that term loosely, that decided to drive his SUV through a Christmas parade, killing 6, injuring 60. But this guy, Jay Prince, I don't know how this ended up on my timeline, but it did. And I looked at it because actually I thought I was looking at something on your stream. But we're going to get to that. Surprise, surprise, surprise. But I got something for you first there, Jay Prince. Last night, as I said, your stream came up on my timeline, so I clicked on it. What the hell going on? I ain't got nothing to do. Let me see what kind of fuckery's going on over here. I might get a good laugh or two. And sure enough, I did. Hold on, folks. Y'all see for yourself. Let me check this out first.
Typical thug, dropping syllables on the digital like slow data. I'm original, making paper. Tell them haters, see you later, and catch the vapor. Like, where will I go from here?
Donation. I thought it was a track. Oh, we just put some money in it. You ass players, don't call me. I'm watching you tall black nose. There's women up inside. I don't give a fuck about them. Ain't nobody getting me. Ain't nothing going on.
$4.99. Black flags. I don't know what black flags are, but
that represent the Black House.
Oh, the Black House flags. Black House flags in the house. Black Dawn, $5. Says Fatty Rashawn is from the Nation of Islam. He's programmed to be born. Just ask him about Aisha and Muhammad to shake it up a bit, whatever that means. Next, $5. Question for Kayla and Rashawn. Jay Prince says black women should be what? Jay Prince did not say that.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Jay Prince did not say that.
If a black woman fucks a white man, she should have knows that.
Well, Caleb, hold on. I do believe anybody of any kind and any race.
Okay, hold on. We not at war. I don't know what path that's going down.
Actually, I truly believe that.
If y'all don't get the general content of what he just said, Jay Prince said, you as black women, if y'all date outside your race, then y'all should be given capital punishment. And that's a polite way of putting it. That y'all should be summarily, as he said, dealt with. His own words, folks. You didn't hear that coming from me. His own words. Let me turn down. I hear a little feedback, so let me see what I can do about what do we got here? Hear a little feedback. Let me see. There we go. Let me turn this down just a little bit. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Yeah, I don't get as much that way. But Jay Prince, this is the guy that y'all super chat because you saw him already. But Jay Prince, while I was over there, I noticed there was a whole lot of folks. First thing I noticed, with all this screaming and bitching and I'm gonna get you fatty, what the hell y'all doing on the same stream together again? I would like to know. Could you explain it to me? Is there any explanation, Jay Prince, why you would be on a stream with a man that said he saw your daughters in exposed, talked about your family, talked about everything, called you everything but a child of God, but now you're cool and kosher with him again? That just goes to show you, folks, loose niggas will fall for anything, like roaches, like the song that we opened up with. Look at all them roaches, because that's what I view you niggas as over there, roaches. You, Jay Prince, and there's another dude over there called himself Beans. I see him around. This nigga is running around glorifying the fact that a grown-ass capable man. I gotta ask you, Beans, just in case you watch this, is something wrong with you? Does your back hurt? Do you have some kind of injury that prevents your black ass from getting up and going to work? Because you seem to be quite proud of the fact that you own Section 8. This nigga said, I'm on Section 8, but I'm making money though. How much sense did that make? And Jay Prince, you was there big up in him. Yeah, man, we make money, don't we? How the fuck? What y'all make money on? Nigga, you on Section 8. That's an oxymoron in itself, but that just shows the caliber of you niggas on them panels. Am I wrong so far? But the good part ain't even came up yet, Jay Prince. Hold up, I got more for you.
Why don't you just take it back? You didn't mean that. Whatever it is that you
meant that.
You go ahead and take it back and just go ahead and renege.
I kind of meant that.
So Black Don, $5. I've experienced a lot of women, JP. Well, JP, if you subtract crackheads, single mothers, oh, go on.
What's your name? I'm asking you what's your name and spell it.
Ashley Smith.
You don't need to do your last name. Cut your last name.
Okay, Ashley, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old are you, Ashley?
30.
30? Okay, Ashley. How long have you been in the business of doing what you're doing? Street walking.
I don't know. I can't even remember.
You can't remember?
No. Who is this nigga? All right, baby. You know what?
You good. You good.
All right. You can ask me questions.
I ain't asked you. You ain't give me 10 minutes, baby. Now don't do that.
I don't know. This is an interview.
Okay.
Who is that?
I don't know who he.
Is that what you're looking for, Jay Prince? Because that's just what my man said. Them's the kind of women that you deal with, but instead of defending it, you yucking it up. Let's continue.
J Hub says JP is an active father and deserves respect regardless. Regardless.
Right.
Gently father means father of 3, you know? So
this woman said, a gently used father of 3. How the fuck? But this is the same nigga right here that will say that you black women hit the wall at 35. If you got 3 kids by 3 different baby daddies, you ain't shit. But don't this nigga have a couple baby mamas? But wait, there's more.
99 says JP was raised by his little cousin with the Down syndrome. Dang!
They coming for
you, JP. They coming for you. They coming for you. Damn. It's a roast. It's a roast in the chat. It's a roast in the chat. Black Don, no homo.
Look, now he's staring at the teeth.
Are those teeth real? They look too perfect. You know what? I cannot do this with Black Don. Black Don in the chat again. The sophisticated jerk. Wow, haven't seen you.
Sophisticated.
How you been? Shout out to the panel, Manic Sophistication in the building. Welcome. $5 again from Sophisticated Jerk, Fatty Spitting Facts. Black Don again. JP, why are you trying to act more tamed and relaxed? Are you trying to rebrand? Everyone knows you were still touched by nature.
Who is that?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, JP. I don't know what's going on here. I don't. Black Dot, $5. I got organic hot dogs and GMOs. I'm sorry.
How would you like all your friends here to know that you wear a bra on your head?
Oh,
this dude.
Yo. Okay.
Yeah.
That was funny. Sorry, I'm sorry. was talking about it, and I thought I heard somebody say something about some organic hot dogs.
Oh my God. That was funny as you brought up your dogs.
Next, Just My 4 cents says FBAs are American first, not race separated. That is our advantage over non-born Americans. We can't separate ourselves. Outside of USA, we are lame.
Now, I want y'all to listen to how you're wondering why the woman is reading all the super chats. Listen to what this nigga says, how he reads this next line.
God damn it. What?
Outside of USA, we are blamed.
Outside of FBAs are American first. What is FBAs? Foundational Black Americans.
You can put some more clarity in the chat. The panel will be willing to, you know.
What you're saying is that foundational Black Americans mean the people, Black Americans.
Oh, foundational Black Americans. Okay.
Yes. So basically, when they go outside of the United States, they don't have a place to call home. Like, for example, yes, I'm a first generation European. But I know
coming.
My parents are from Cape Verde, my grandparents are from Cape Verde, my great-grandparents are from Guinea-Bissau, so I can track a place of belonging if I leave my country.
Yeah.
Black Americans, unfortunately, for most part, they can't.
We can't because of slavery. We can't. However,
correct.
However, let's remember, we black. No, there's not a place on this 196,940,000 square miles of this planet Earth that is not our home.
Okay, before you get to what he says, I want you to understand something. I'm sure you folks know Fatty. Fatty is not from this country. I don't know who the dude is that spoke just now. Never seen him before until last night. But it seems to me, folks with such intelligence, why would y'all be hanging around this dude? Why would y'all be up on his panel? Listen to the dude in the middle and then listen to the response that this clown ass Jay Prince for president gives him. Continue to listen, please. You can't be this damn stupid. But then again, you can be.
Everywhere is our home, and I'm comfortable, dog, in every country that I travel to. You know, at the end of the day, you have to realize that you're not subjected to this by 2000, which is America. You can go anywhere. They love us everywhere that we go. Man, you go to Africa, they love us. You go to our people is everywhere. So don't be discouraged. But that is a true statement.
We just don't make the rules in those places.
No, that's why you got to establish some. Listen, the land is 57,255,000 square miles. The producer land is 29 million square miles. So there's a lot of land, and we can find some territory that we can call our own.
Get it, girls. Maybe you can get a rise out of this wimp.
You would think, after listening to that, Jay Prince would come up with something better than "we don't own nothing." Defeated ass nigga. You comfortable in the skin that you have built for yourself, collecting welfare, sitting up on a panel for hours and hours and hours, going from stream to stream, complain about the ills of black women. This is what you do. And in your spare time, Jay Prince, you found it necessary to go to a public courthouse with all the things that you could be doing with your life. Go to a public courthouse and lean in and give your support to a man that was convicted of killing 6 people. A man that was just got out of jail shortly before this incident from trying to run his girlfriend over. A man that lives with his mama. But then again, the majority of the men that come out of the manosphere and that come out of the streams that you frequent can relate to that type man, Darrell Brooks. Because there's a lot of y'all niggas that claim to be 6-figure niggas but sitting in your mama's basements, or sitting in your mama's bathroom, or sitting out on your mama's front porch, waiting for the 1st of the month or the 15th to get your check, hoping you can make up some super chats. So you put your whole life on me and my daughter doing this, me and so this, and then get mad when somebody say, hey, Jay Prince, maybe you shouldn't be putting your children online like you do. But I'm going to show you, really, Jay Prince, what caught my attention about you. Like I said, I thought I was going to your stream. Come to find out, this was a stream that somebody made about you. This is how I found out that you went to that courthouse and was, how do I say this? Cheerleading is the best way to put it. Yeah, cheerleading for Darrell Brooks. Now, this next clip, folks, I don't know who this young guy is. He seems to be Italian or something like that, given his dialect, but I'll shout him out a little bit later on. But Jay Prince, he didn't interview the guy that I found the video, didn't interview. Someone else interviewed you at the courthouse. But I want y'all to listen to this dude. And I want you to see why sometimes white folks, Asian folks, Mexican folks, all other folks, even some black folks, have such a disdain and such disrespect for us as black men. Without further ado, see for yourself.
That's what I would imagine war to be. It was just horrible. There was a car that drove through. I could see that the driver was staring straight ahead. Could have clearly seen that they were running over people.
Put your hands up! Hands up!
Give her how my story is. That's all I've been thinking about.
Mr. Brooks insisted on representing himself in this trial.
And I do not consent or agree to being called that name.
Stop gesturing at me. Stop rolling your eyes.
Judge, do you hold the full judicial power of the state, or is this the military power?
Can you please take the jury out? I will give you the warning. You will forfeit your right to be in the courtroom today. Complete chaos. There were reports of shots fired.
Shots fired!
Shots fired! Shots fired! We just saw the red SUV come and kind of hit people who were sitting on the side of the road, and it just went so fast, and he just flew by, and we saw his face and him hanging onto the wheel and just looking straight with this blank look on his face.
The red SUV seemed to careen through the crowd. No one seemed to be able to stop it, including police.
When I saw the red SUV traveling toward me at a high rate of speed, I used both hands and waved them overhead like this in an attempt to catch the attention of the driver. As the driver passed essentially in front of me by about 6 feet, I could see the operator of the vehicle and just a dazed, straight, focused look straight ahead, not looking at anyone.
Bodies were flying in the air, and people landed in front of us, and then he was gone. You could hear the sound of thump, 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 thump. You just kept hearing that sound.
Minutes, that red SUV would kill 6 people and injure more than 60 others, shocking not only the state of Wisconsin, but the entire country.
Oh my God.
Eventually, the red SUV swerved off of Main Street, and while first responders were overwhelmed with the victims and the carnage, they knew the other priority at that moment was to find that vehicle and the driver, who, they would soon find out, was a man named Darrell Brooks.
I saw an SUV driving behind the houses on the west side of Maple. As I lost visual of the SUV was driving behind houses, I heard a crash. He came around to the front of the vehicle, looked at it, and yelled, and appeared to be panicked. Went back and got items out of the driver's side of the vehicle and then ran southbound.
I thought Mr. Brooks tried jumping the fence, and that's how he lost the first sandal. And I located a children's playhouse. I located the gray hooded sweatshirt that had a multicolored design. The same sweatshirt that we believe Mr. Brooks was wearing during that parade incident.
I saw him on the side of my garage. I asked him, what in the effing hell was he doing? It just seemed off because he was wearing a t-shirt, but he was not wearing shoes. His eyes were huge.
Police found Darrell Brooks standing on someone's front porch trying to convince him to call him an Uber.
Hey, I called an Uber, and I'm supposed to be waiting for it over here, but I don't know when it's coming. Can you call it for me, please?
About 5 o'clock, my ring doorbell goes off, and then there's a gentleman at my front porch knocking on the door saying that they're homeless, they're cold, and they need to use my phone so that they can tell their Uber where to pick them up. He was illuminated by the officers with a flashlight. Mr. Brooks placed his hands in the air, stepped off the porch, stepped into the grass of the front yard, and went down onto the ground prone, chest down, entirely on his own.
He identified himself as Darrell Brooks.
Darrell Brooks was taken into custody without a fight, but when he got into a courtroom, that would change.
Of 2021, Darrell Brooks drove his mother's red Ford SUV through the Waukesha, Wisconsin Christmas parade, injuring over 60 people and killing 6. The question immediately for investigators was why? Was this an act of terrorism?
Okay, let me pause that right there. Now, this is actual footage of right there on the scene. Right now, there's absolutely no way that you can say, if you've done any homework at all, that this is not Darrell Brooks behind the wheel of this SUV that we saw careening into people, that we know that cost the life of 6 people, that we know that injured scores of other people. We know that is him. But for some reason or the other, Jay Prince, you decided to go to the courthouse and let someone interview. Now let's pause that right there and pick up Jay Prince's interview.
On October 20th, a man started showing up to the Darrell Brooks trial. He didn't know Brooks or even that much about the case.
Ain't that you, Jay Prince? Is that you right there? Ain't that you? Okay, that's you. All right.
But he claimed that Brooks was being treated unfairly and he just wanted to back him up. So he sat behind him in direct line of the cameras.
Can I get your name for everybody?
Jay Prince for President. And I got my own channel, Jay Prince for President.
That wasn't the question, but thanks for the commentary.
So who is Jay really and why was he there? Why did he decide to support Brooks? Just why?
Why?
I narrowed it down to 3 possible reasons. 1. He really felt like Brooks was getting an unfair trial. 2. He wanted to support a black man even if he was guilty. Or 3. He did it for clout and attention. He goes by the name Jay Prince for President. I don't know if that's even his name, but we'll call him Jay. How about Mr. J? Yeah, I like the sound of that. Looking him up online, it seems like he has a few social media accounts. mainly a YouTube account with almost 3,000 followers. And this guy has more followers than me. I need to go to a court case. He also has an Amazon shop and a Cash App listed, just in case one of you guys wanted to give him some money. He seems to be part of the manosphere side of YouTube. They're basically a men's lifestyle group. One prominent figure in this group is Melanie King, a woman who looked up to Kevin Samuels and started a live stream show to help men self-improve. So usually in a Melanie stream, she'll bring a guy on with dating issues and usually tell them that they weigh too much or they don't make enough money, or maybe that's just me projecting.
I've been dating, getting back in the dating pool, and I've asked out a couple of girls, and I always get the same line back. I'm still getting over my ex. And then I see on Facebook they're going to Hawaii with their new boyfriend.
So Jay decided to pop up on one of Melanie's streams to ask her some really thought-provoking questions.
I was told that you had some answers to a lot of my questions that we discussed on the Groomsman show before. I didn't write those questions down. I'm sorry, so sorry about that.
He just couldn't remember what the questions were. I guess he didn't write them down, so.
I wish I could remember those questions. It was some good topics.
I just remember them. You took your Ambien too early like me?
He loves to talk about women and race. I think that's his favorite topic.
One thing I know about black women, they purposely choose certain type of guys. They don't like the nerds. They don't like the guys that gentle and soft and respectful. They call those type of guys lame.
Cool. But what does it have to do with the Darrell Brooks trial?
These type of guys, domestic violence thugs, is the men who they pick.
Why is he bringing that baggage to the trial?
Like, I was hoping he'd go to jail at first and all this other stuff. Then I start watching the trial. I'm like, man, that's how they treat my niggas, man. Fuck them. When I'm there.
And he thought that his presence there would make it so that they treat him more fairly. Because they wouldn't treat him unfairly in front of Jay, would they?
When I'm there.
And of course he has all the issues about Erica Patterson. Now that I know him better, it is in character for him to have a problem with her.
We look at black women like the enemy. Every time we see black women, we see the white man, we see the government, but we don't trust them.
It's just misguided. Whatever issues he has with black women don't apply here. Erica was groomed at a young age by a predator.
How do you feel about the child support system?
It's still designed for a reason. It's still necessary for a reason.
I like to challenge that. Idea.
And yeah, he says that Erica is to blame and that she's not the victim.
If I would have to blame somebody else also with this case, I also blame Erica Patterson. She's not no victim in this case at all.
Even though it's clear that she is, and he knows that she is.
You don't think she's a victim of domestic violence?
This is the guy that sits up on the stream and says that a woman that was the catalyst, he just punched her before he went on his murderous tirade. He had just left fresh out of an argument with her, but it's her fault. Typical manosphere talking point. If she would have just bowed down, the nigga wouldn't have got in the car. If she would have just bowed down. But later on, you even going to hear this clown, Jay Prince, say that it's her fault that she lay down and had babies by this derelict. I'm still wondering, of all the times we would think that the police would use deadly force, why not this time? Say what you want to, but some things need killing.
She might be a victim of domestic violence, however.
Yeah, somehow he blames her. His views on women aren't exactly the best.
The government wasn't in that bedroom when that woman was on her back, spreading her legs, giving her goods to all these guys. So I think the government should approach a woman like this. If you cannot afford this child, we will put you on child support. If you cannot pay, you're going to prison. Or we delete the child. Period.
That sounds like Nazi Germany.
Did y'all hear that? This is not something that he says online. He says that offline as well. This is who this guy is. He believes that wholeheartedly. That is who he is. So I'm asking you folks, what is the allure about a J. Prince stream? Because any one of you folks can start up a stream and have the same people come. You don't have to support this guy. This, what he is talking about, is the very same guy that you women need to avoid at all costs. When you got a young lady up on the panel, kikiing and giggling.
Well, it should be that.
I'm not trying to make this guy look bad. I just don't like some of the things that he says. And
you ain't got to
it does
try.
get a lot worse from here.
No, sir, buddy. You ain't got to try. He does it himself. Believe me, he does it himself.
I don't think it was intent. I could somewhat believe that the malfunction of the car brakes. I know I done drove a car without brakes and couldn't stop.
And we know the brakes were working because Darrell used them to navigate through the parade.
Because of this malfunctioning throttle body, counts 1 through 73 to be dismissed.
That does not prevent the brake from working.
Because initially, he was swerving, trying to blow a horn, trying to duck and dodge people. Initially, they even got testimony on that.
The testimony actually said that Brooks was aiming towards people, not away from them. He was going towards them.
30 miles per hour would have been laughable. Intent. If I was intentionally trying to kill somebody, if you was intentionally trying to kill somebody, it wouldn't have been on 30 miles per hour. It would have been 90 miles per hour.
If he went 90, he would have crashed. He was turning. There were people in the way. He was running over body parts. He couldn't see. Either way, 30 through a crowd, it's not laughable.
I don't see intentional. Reckless endangerment probably, I don't know, because he would have history of it. Why would he wake up one day, Christmas parade?
He was just out on bail for running Erica over, I think a week before this.
Just out on bail a week before he went and ran everybody over. Now look at that picture right there, folks. Remember the picture we saw earlier of the guy sitting in the car? Can you tell that's him just by that side picture? I can't. I know that's him. I know this guy that I saw in that red SUV is this guy right here. That same mugshot. Very same guy. But hold on. Let me let you folks listen to some music. I'm going to go and pull up a clip right quick. Like, we're not going to move from this. I'm going to hold on to this J. Prince getting roasted by this young, I want to call him Italian dude. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say that you're Italian. But he's roasting you, literally. But this is how some of you folks present us as black men to the world. Clowns. Fall for anything, stand for nothing.
Eventually, the red SUV swerved off of Main Street, and while first responders were overwhelmed with the victims and the carnage, they knew the other priority at that moment was to find that vehicle and the driver, who, they would soon find out, was a man named Darrell Brooks.
I saw an SUV driving behind the houses on the west side of Maple. As I lost visual of the SUV was driving behind houses, I heard a crash. He came around to the front of the vehicle, looked at it, and yelled, and appeared to be panicked. Went back and got items out of the driver's side of the vehicle and then ran southbound.
I thought Mr. Brooks tried jumping the fence, and that's how he lost the first sandal. And I located a children's playhouse. I located the gray hooded sweatshirt that had a multicolored design. The same sweatshirt that we believe Mr. Brooks was wearing during that parade incident.
I found him on the side of my garage. I asked him, what in the effing hell was he doing? It just seemed off because he was wearing a t-shirt. He was not wearing shoes. His eyes were huge.
Police found Darrell Brooks standing on someone's front porch trying to convince him to call him an Uber.
Hey, I called an Uber, and I'm supposed to be waiting for it over here, but I don't know when it's coming. Can you call it for me, please?
About 5 o'clock, my ring doorbell goes off, and then there's a gentleman at my front porch knocking on the door saying that they're homeless, they're cold, and they need to use my phone so that they can tell their Uber where to pick them up. He was illuminated by the officers with a flashlight. Mr. Brooks placed his hands in the air, stepped off the porch, stepped into the grass of the front yard, and went down onto the ground prone, chest down, entirely on his own.
He identified himself as Darrell Brooks.
Darrell Brooks was taken into custody without a fight, but when he got into a courtroom, that would change.
Of 2021, Darrell Brooks drove his mother's red Ford SUV through the Waukesha, Wisconsin Christmas parade, injuring over 60 people and killing 6. The question immediately for investigators was why? Was this an...
I had to get back to it. Now you're going to tell me that is not the same guy that we saw, Jay Prince? You just said that the guy that we saw driving through that crowd, aiming for people, that you would consider that reckless endangerment.
30 miles per hour would have been laughable. Intent, if I was intentionally trying to kill somebody, if you was intentionally trying to kill somebody, it wouldn't have been on 30 miles per hour. It would have been 90 miles per hour.
If he went 90, he would have crashed. He was turning, there were people in the way. He was running over body parts. He couldn't see. Either way, 30 through a crowd, it's not laughable.
I don't see intentional. Reckless endangerment probably, I don't know, because he would have history of it. Why would he wake up one day, Christmas parade?
He was just out on bail for running Erica over, I think a week before this.
Why would he wake up one day, Christmas parade?
I mean, he's got 20 years of violent history.
Yeah, and that's another thing, you know.
Oh, yeah, now that's a totally different thing. That's another thing, yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing, you know. We all had a lot of violent history. A lot of us just didn't get caught.
There's also a huge...
Did y'all hear his excuse? We all had a lot of violent history, but we just didn't get caught. 20 years of violent history. He has been caught several times. It's documented, but yet, instead of calling a spade, Jay Prince, you make another sad, sorry excuse for that animal. So I have to question your integrity.
Racial component to why he's there, which leads us to our second possible reason. Possible reason 2. He just wants to support a black man.
A lot of times you don't plan on violence. Violence is the end to a means to an end. You don't plan on it. It just it had to go there sometimes.
Yeah, have you ever heard of the term senseless violence? What caused Brooks to do this attack? Was it Erica? Please don't say Erica. It all comes back to Erica.
This is a murderer. He mowed down people in his car.
He's not. I won't never consider him as a murderer when you study the case like I've been doing.
When you've been studying the case like he has?
an act of terrorism or something else. As it turned out, for Darrell Brooks, this all started with a fight with his girlfriend down the street.
A few minutes before the rampage, Darrell Brooks is down the street at Frame Park. He's getting into a fight with his ex-girlfriend and mother of his child, Erica Patterson. Erica says the fight turned physical and Darrell Brooks got in his red SUV and he took off.
We were messaging and calling each other all day. We were arguing back and forth. Me and him got into an altercation. He hit me in my eye.
I could hear him yelling at her, "I'm gonna kill you, you know, you really messed up." And I heard Erica screaming.
He was just mad. He just left very angry. He just drove out fast. He was mad they called the cops.
After being taken into custody, Darrell Brooks told police that it wasn't him at all in that red SUV and that he was only in the area because he was watching the Green Bay Packers play football with his friend.
I was meeting up with a friend to watch the Packer game. That's the only reason why I was out here.
Detectives would...
Now that's the same guy that we saw just a few minutes ago up at a person's door that he'd never known, never seen before, asking for an Uber because he don't know. If you just left a Green Bay Packers game with your friends, why your friends allow you to walk out the house with no shoes on? Ask yourself these simple questions, Jay Prince. But stupid is stupid does. Because if you said that you have been following this case, you would have known that this man was not a liar, but a consummate liar.
Confront Brooks with video of him behind the wheel of the SUV, which, they pointed out, was registered to his mother. Still, he continued to deny that it was him.
Hey, you? See your face. No, that's not me.
So at this point, Mr. Brooks is offering up to Detective Stern that there's a possibility that someone else may have been driving the vehicle.
What if it wasn't me driving? What if it wasn't him? What if it was my mom's truck? But I wasn't driving.
The evidence at that point, it indicated his mother's vehicle drove through the route, that he was the individual driving through the parade route when the vehicle went through the route. And I was looking for explanations why he's not willing to do that.
I want to it's like watching my, like, all out.
And I was looking for explanations.
Jay Prince, did you not see this footage? Did you not see that is Darrell Brooks in that SUV right there? Did you not see in the footage where he was in front of the SUV at one point in time at his girlfriend that there was no dents in the hood? The hood wasn't popped up like that? Did you not see this before you went to that courthouse and made an ass of yourself? Did you not see any of this footage? Nope. You were too busy clout chasing, trying to build your YouTube channel. That's exactly what you were doing, hoping you would garner some views from an innocent man, or trying to say that he's an innocent man. Ain't nothing innocent about this shithead.
Why he's not willing to do that.
I want to it's like watching my, like, all I'm thinking about right now is, what a hell of a journey it's been, but this is how my story ends. That's all I've been thinking about.
Darrell. Several weeks, the state presented its case against Darrell Brooks. For most of it, he was in the main courtroom acting as his own attorney, which included cross-examining the state's witnesses.
Folks, if there's one thing that you know for sure, when you're in trouble with the law, the last thing you need to do is try and defend yourself. 90% of the time, those who go to court and defend themselves end up losing. Not because they don't know, but because they don't know the law. They are ill prepared against a seasoned attorney or even a fledgling attorney. You are ill prepared. That's why they advised against anyone acting as their own attorney for anything. Even so much a speeding ticket. Sometimes better get an attorney for this. How many times you done heard that? I know I have.
Detectives to victims and his ex-girlfriend, Erica Patterson.
First of all, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
This case was so unique in many ways, the prosecution would call victim witnesses to the stand to describe what would happen. And not only do they have to sit there and look at the man who's accused, but then they had to sit there while he cross-examined them with questions that would drone on for what seemed like forever.
So you didn't say anything at all during your 30 minutes with the alleged defendant?
No, because I was crying the whole time because Mr. Brooks was yelling at me, arguing with me.
Why didn't you file a report with law enforcement on November the 20th after you alleged that you were abused?
Because I've been dealing with it for so many years, I just didn't do it. I don't see what this has anything to do with this case.
You were not drinking both of those days that you cite, the 20th or the 21st?
The 21st.
See, this is what happens, ladies, when you leave the protection grid. When you go and cohabitate with niggas like this, they beat on you. They don't fight men. They always find a way to make their troubles your troubles. Everything that goes wrong in his life is your fault. He takes that on you. He takes it out on the children. How many times does someone have to hit you as a woman before you walk away from it? You had 3 children with this man. How many more days is it going to take, or how many more licks does it take for you to walk away? And I ask that of you, and I ask that of any woman. Some people say it's love. Some people say it's fear. It's whatever the reason is, sooner or later, you got to know that this is going to end tragically. You got to know.
Hold on. Mr. Brooks, number 90611, I'm stopping this cross-examination. You've asked the same question, multiple questions, multiple times, and at this point I'm going to declare that the opportunity to cross is now concluded.
I didn't know that was the same question, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, it's been asked and answered multiple times.
When Brooks cross-examined his former girlfriend, it broke my heart like it broke so many people's hearts. Because the system is designed to be a shield. It's designed to protect people. It's designed to make sure that you go after those who do terrible things. One of the most uncomfortable moments in the courtroom was when Darrell Brooks cross-examined Jeffrey Rogers, 8-year-old Jackson Sparks baseball coach.
Any reason why you would not try to identify the driver?
Because my children were about to be struck.
Any reason why you would not try to see if you can catch a license plate number?
Because people had just been hit.
There were moments inside the courtroom where the defendant seemed to want all eyes on him even more than what they already were. He would say, "Oh, I need a moment," and he would look to collect himself, or dab his eyes, or hold up the Bible that he would bring to court every day. He was definitely putting on a show in more ways than one.
Mr. Brooks, you may start your questioning of this witness then.
Surprised. Like, what is this and what is he doing? Over time, I hate to say it, but we just adapted and dealt with it.
At the end of the state's case, the chaos in the courtroom reached a new level when prosecutors introduced this video.
I just got a load worth about a half a ticket
of Darrell Brooks standing in front of that red SUV that the state says was used in the deadly rampage.
That video is relevant for a number of different reasons.
I just said that you didn't even let me finish.
You're not letting me finish.
You didn't let me finish either, Your Honor.
Then you need to provide me with the legal basis for that, sir.
So I was supposed to already come in here this morning to say, oh, a video is going to be shown off the fly at the drop of a hat. Let me try to find some legal thing to combat.
Mr. Brooks, the bottom line is you opened the door to the playing of that video.
We're not talking about
and the video was previously provided to you during discovery.
We're not talking about opening the doors. We're talking about being fair.
friend Erica Patterson in what seemed like an attempt to counteract the battery charge he was facing. But it didn't really help in his favor. It was more of an attempt to really just torture his ex-girlfriend.
November 21st, 2021. Would it be fair to say that you did meet up with the alleged offender?
Yes.
When Brooks made the decision to bring his ex-girlfriend back when he had his own case, this sort of just was salt in the wound.
I don't know if you can see him from here, but do you recognize these pictures?
You need to show those to the state. The bail will take them.
You see what I mean, ladies? You see what they do? Now, he had his mother send pictures of her children to him to try and shame her in court. Isn't that typical manosphere? Isn't that what they do? Scream and yell at the top of their voice like little children when they can't get their way. And always, doesn't that seem like typical manosphere shit?
You didn't remember that he had a history of violence. You thought there was something wrong with the brakes for no reason. You misrepresented testimony. You think it's unfair that Brooks couldn't submit a letter that he didn't even have, even though you know his mother sent those photos. Last time this guy studied anything was back in high school.
But right now, allegedly, he done this stuff. He innocent till proven guilty. They going about doing it. He actually got a mistrial coming.
Really surprised if he gets anything right.
Intentional?
Yeah.
Wasn't he ready for the police?
Okay, think about this answer, Jay. You know this. You know this one, man. Just think.
Yeah.
He has to know that he wasn't chased by the police. There was a police involved, yeah, but that's when he was already driving through.
I guess he was running from the police.
No, you guess.
He was running from the police.
When he actually hit the people.
Yeah, he was trying to get away. That's not intent.
You were chased by the police? That's not intent? He was being chased by the police because he was driving through people. This is like a chicken before the egg scenario. And he also has an issue with the jury, saying they must have known something about this case.
Which in fact, everybody know about this case, including the jury, so they lied. So this man not really getting a fair trial.
Well, why wouldn't you say that about the George Floyd trial? Everybody heard about George Floyd, right? That was all over the news. Philip DeFranco was making a video on that every day. Everyone must know about that, right? How did they find the jury there? Was he protesting that trial? No? Oh. The reason why I started making videos on Brooks was because nobody was really talking about it. It was on the news for 2 days. Once they found out who Brooks was, they just dropped the case and no one talked about it anymore. Maybe just a video or two. Some YouTubers like me actually do cover it, but there's not a lot of us. And I still get comments to this day. Hundreds of comments, people asking me, who is this person? Who is Darrell Brooks? How come I've never heard of this? It was because it was on the news for 2 days. So if you were busy those 2 days, you did not hear about this.
What do you think about the all-white jury?
And he's absolutely right, ladies and gentlemen. This was not on the news. It made national news for maybe a couple days. The trial wasn't covered. If you didn't subscribe to Court TV, you would have never known this trial went on. I don't know if Jay Prince mentioned it on his channel. Don't know. But that's not how I found it. I don't know how this guy ended up on my timeline, but he did. And I gotta salute you for that. Because this is exactly, folks will say, well, music, why you in this? Because the same way Jay Prince felt it was his duty to go down and sit and cheerlead for Darrell Brooks, the same way I feel it necessary for me to sit down and make a stream about this dumbass, Jay Prince for president. Because that's just what I feel that you are, a complete, consummate dumbass. In your diction, in your thoughts, in your reasoning, everything about you says uneducated fool. Everything about you. If you don't believe me, take it from the horse's mouth.
Yes, it's always that. I was just thinking of that.
He also has a say in who the jurors are. But what was he doing when it came down to jury selection? Does anybody remember what he was doing that day? Oh yeah, that's right. He was in a wrestling match with his shirt. If he doesn't care about jury selection, then why should you?
Why do you think Darrell Brooks didn't raise question to that?
Because black people accept the fact that there never was black people on the jury.
Yeah, there's just always an all-white jury. There never was a black juror in the history of America. You know, I'm not gonna double check it or anything. I'm just gonna go off his word.
What if these cops?
Well, fortunately, I can answer that question for you. Throughout the history, one of those sayings that you'll hear me say from time to time, folks, even the sun shines on a dog ass if we hold it up high enough. So, Jay Prince, in this case, you were on to something, but your lack of intelligence didn't allow you to follow through. So throughout the history of America, there has been only white juries that's convicted black men, usually on circumstantial evidence. There was a young kid here by the name of George Staley, I think his name was, 14 years old. He was executed on hearsay by an all-white jury. Took them less than 30 minutes to come back with a verdict of guilty. On hearsay, the kid wasn't even nowhere in the area. So there is a history of unfair juries. But listen to some more.
One of they was trial, they had to go to court, and everybody in court was black. What you think the verdict would be? Could you imagine if you committed a crime? You're a white guy.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, if I was a white guy and there was an all-black jury, you know, of course I would have a say in that, but ignoring jury selection, I might feel intimidated. Yeah, I get your point. Not a bad point, actually.
Can you imagine you come into court, the jury's all black? What you think the verdict would be?
In this day and age?
Yeah.
I'd be found innocent.
Okay. The interviewer guy, he's white, he's playing it up for the camera. Why would an all-black jury find you innocent?
Good question. Why would an all-black jury, just because, find you innocent? That's called white privilege. He's already expecting, regardless of what the jury is, whatever the jury makeup is, he understands that the judicial system is in his favor.
You really believe that, huh?
I'm white, of course. I have privilege.
Why would your white privilege work on an all-black jury? Yeah, that's not white privilege, bro. That's mind control. I like how Jay stops and then hesitates.
Exactly.
And then plays it off like that was his point all along. So this next thing that he says does piss me off. I don't think this is right at all. So he goes into court to support a murderer, and then he judges the people for crying at having to watch videos of their loved ones being hit by a car.
When they showed the video of him crashing into people, everybody was crying. But I'm like, damn, where was those tears that when a white man was killing black men? There was no tears.
Hearing about something on the news and then watching videos of your loved ones being murdered is not the same thing.
Y'all want us to feel bad about all the lives he took. Them motherfuckers didn't give a fuck how many dead bodies by them. How many dead black bodies that was caused by them.
And you're so against people saying all lives matter or white lives matter.
Well, just let me say on that one there, Jay Prince, I totally disagree with you. The sins of few should not affect everyone. Now, throughout history, have we as black men been treated unfairly? Yes, we have. Have they as black women been treated unfairly? Yes, they have. But that still does not give you or Darrell Brooks the right to go take the life of another human being because you disagree with something that happened at a point in time in history. So I'll ask you, Jay Prince, put yourself in that jury chair with that young white lady and imagine going to a parade, you taking your girls out to a parade to have a great time. And the next time you see your child is in a box and then someone shows you the video of what happened to why your child is in a box, you tell me, Jake Prince, that you would not shed a tear. But this is the guy that you folks super chat, cash app. This is the guy that went into a courtroom to cheerlead for a murderer. Sometimes you have to stop blaming the content creator and stop blaming the people that consume this content. Before I get on another rant, let me let this dude finish up.
That you support a black man killing white people. So it makes it seem like you don't believe all lives matter or white lives matter. It seems like you think only black lives matter.
Okay, you know how many women side with Johnny Depp? That
Are
was
you serious?
that
Are
was
you
born
serious?
in. Yes,
But nobody can. No, but it wasn't nobody there. No women there to defend Bill Cosby or men like him. They quit to defend somebody else, but they're not going to defend the black
Well,
man.
because you know why? And this is the thing.
It shouldn't be no why because that man was 80-some years
Listen,
old. And
everybody, listen.
Yeah. Somebody needs to put the cuckoo back in the clock.
Rittenhouse, he only got off because of a mistrial. My thing is, I'm riding for my black man, no matter if they in the right or wrong. Period. Except great and all the other shit. Outside of that,
Unless it's grape. Even though Brooks has been charged and so has Bill Cosby. But, you know, doesn't count, I guess? I have to wonder where Jay gets his facts from. How does he determine what's right and wrong? How does he know who's guilty or innocent? Either way, I don't trust him, I don't believe him. He could change one day, but I do not trust his judgment.
and do you think a lot of those data and statistics could be skewed? Because the reason why I believe that, we always reference a stat or statistics and stuff like that as if that's gonna make your argument a fact.
I will give him one credit though. He does make it easy for me to make my points.
Most people don't look at facts. They don't look at data. They don't look at anything beyond what they've experienced, their friends, their family.
So the idea of him doing this for attention does come up.
Clout chasing? No, I'm not clout chasing. I was doing this way before everybody exposed on YouTube. And I've been coming to court and I'm hoping, they say I get the chance to make my speech when, you know, to come to support them when the trial damn near over. I've been talking to all these court TVs. They go to court TV people right there.
I just think some people, you know, want to be a part of something so bad, and they want to fabricate the story to place themselves in there so they can feel like a victim as well.
Which reason do you think it is? Be sure to let me know down below and why. I'm Lord AC. Guys, thanks for liking and subscribing. I'll see you soon. Peace.
All right, folks, get on over there to Lord AC's channel and check him out. If you want to like and subscribe to his channel, that'll be up to you. I'm going to do it just simply because I use your footage there. So appreciate that. There, Lord AC on that well-reported upload there. Thank you very much. But anyway, folks, again, before I get out of here and before I lose my temper with this Jay Prince guy, again, I will say this, and I mean this in all sincerity. Sometimes you have to stop blaming the content creator, and you have to start putting the blame squarely where it's at. The people that consume the content. Because think about this. Do you think Jay Prince would get up every morning or sit on the stream for 8-9 hours a day if there was no monetary gain in it for him? Does he seem like the kind of guy that would get up on the stream and say, I don't need your money? Well, before y'all go, since y'all like giving out super chats and shit, different things like that, hold on, let me just pull up one more thing here before I go. Because see, since y'all don't mind giving out that money to them folks, you see right there, they'll come across the screen again. And make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. If you got a comment, leave it in the comment section. Look here, don't leave me no nasty grams, okay? All right, All right, now you have been warned. Because just like I told Jay Prince, I might not get you now, but I'm gonna get you. See right there? It says Cash App, $ Stevie Music. There it is. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all hanging out there with me, but I gotta go. Make sure you check me out on Sundays and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. for the Music Cafe and the Indie Artist Show, playing great music from the decades on Sunday nights and some smooth jazz on Tuesday nights. Check it out, classic-R&B-jams.com. You folks have a great New Year's Day. Be safe. As my man would say, watch your 3, your 6, and your 9. I'm out here.